How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day today, staying happy, healthy, and safe, most importantly. But welcome to episode 1 of a new series, guys, the Platinum Experience. Now, this is where we're going to be going through each game that we get a Platinum on, and we're going to talk about the difficulty of the trophies. We're going to be talking about difficulty of the game, how fun the game was, and everything else. Now today, guys, for episode 1, I'm going to be taking a deeper dive into the grind for the Platinum Trophy on Dark Souls Remastered. That's right, we're finally playing a Souls game here on the channel, and honestly, first time in my life. Now, I've been a trophy hunter for quite some time now, and the ever-loved / feared FromSoft games have always been on my radar. But due to lack of time or courage, I really haven't given these a chance until now. But now I get to see what so many before me have loved about these games and why they keep coming back. I truly wanted to see what the hype and the difficulty was all about. So it's no secret that the FromSoft games have always been beefy games. So right off the rip, I knew this was going to be a challenge. So what is Dark Souls? Simply put, it's been revered as one of the toughest games of the RPG genre, or of any game type to date, really. There's a reason that if a game is hard, they call it the Dark Souls of said game type. Now, the original Dark Souls game was released in 2011, and it quickly became a genre-defining series along with the help from the rest of the FromSoft games, such as Dark Souls 2, 3, Sekiro, and now Elden Ring. You, the protagonist of the series, assume the role of a cursed undead character whose job it is to collect the souls of the enemies you defeat and determine whether the Age of Fire will continue on or be lost forever to the darkness. And before you ask, yeah, there's 2 separate endings. Now, at first glance, the 41 trophies for this game don't seem to really scream difficult, but boy was I mistaken. Now, the real challenge isn't the trophies themselves, it's the skill required to get said trophies. Now I know, before you blast me in the comments, just hear me out on this one. Let's take the Bed of Chaos, for example, one of the main bosses you must defeat to get ever closer to the final fight. Once you see what kind of fight it is, it turns into way more than just your run-of-the-mill boss fight. You have to be able to dodge, duck, dip, dive, and, well, dodge your way through 3 different phases. Plus, you have to avoid a floor that is constantly falling away, all while avoiding the boss swinging his Slender Man-like limbs at you. This had to be one of the most rage-inducing bosses throughout the entire game. Just trust me when I say you have to have so much patience for this guy. And to make matters worse, that's just one boss out of like 27, including the DLC for this game. There's a reason they call these games hard. So, my first playthrough started like any other. You wake up in an unknown location, get some help from a random stranger, and, well, that was about the only direction I got starting out. Now, granted, the stranger does hook you up with a key to get out of the cell you're locked in, but that's about it. When you wake up, you're in a place called the Undead Asylum, a place where those unfortunate enough to become hollow, or basically undead, come to spend the rest of their days. I was able to make my way through the first bonfire, and that's my first trophy. At this point, I was thinking, okay, I can do this. My first encounter with the Asylum Demon was eventful. Hey, how you doing? Oh my god! But I eventually beat my first Dark Souls boss, and thus making it to Firelink Shrine, the main hub for this game. Now, the learning curve for these games is a steep one for sure. But after a while, I started to get in the groove of things. I was able to overcome most obstacles and anything else really thrown my way. Now, don't let me fool you. I had plenty of deaths, rage moments, and other slip-ups along my journey. But I started to see why these games were as popular as they were. It was just so addicting to fight for what seemed like hours to either finish an area, come out triumphant against a boss, or hell, even defeat the first Black Knight. Does it still enrage me to see the typical "you died" screen? Of course. But now I know that if you stop focusing on saving all those souls you just lost and take time to learn and enjoy the game, it becomes something much more. Now, I mentioned before that this installment from the FromSoft series really requires about 2.5 playthroughs if you do it without glitches. I'll get back to that later. But it's one for the good ending, one for the bad ending, and the last playthrough is really for all the extra weapons and such that you may have overlooked in the previous runs. I have to say, thank the Lord for the internet, because I would have never found all the weapons required for the Knight's Honor trophy without it. I mean, look at this mess. This is ridiculous. Plus, this is a page for all the pyromancy, sorceries, and miracles that you have to find. It's a lot. This game honestly seems like a completionist nightmare. Luckily for you, I will be linking the wiki pages for this game down in the description, so you don't have to make a list like I did. The only ones I air quote struggled with, other than the ones I mentioned before, were the ones requiring you to upgrade certain weapons to max level. And yeah, the theory behind them was easy to understand. It's just having to figure out how to put that theory to practice. If I hadn't had a friend help me out understanding said leveling process for my gear, weapons, armor, etc., I don't know if I would have ever figured that out. But once I had everything, together and all the embers needed, I was able to go through the game fairly well. Oh, let's try it again. Oh, he quit sprinting. Bullshit. Okay, it took me a while, but give me a break here. But overall, the player experience for these games is just downright fun, and I finally see what all the hype was about 11 years ago. Now, back to those glitches I mentioned earlier. And don't worry, there's a full short on the channel for you guys to check that out. But essentially, there's an infinite souls glitch in the game that requires you to have 999 arrows and literally just any type of the soul items you can pick up in the wild. I can confidently say that I did not use this glitch until the Lord Gwyn fight. More like I didn't find it until then. But looking back, I'm glad I didn't, because it gave me a chance to truly experience Dark Souls the way it was meant to be. Tough. Now, the same can't be said for my second and third playthroughs, because boy, I was trying to be a speedrunner in that one. Now, if you would like to see any of this live, we are on Twitch, twitch.tv/PlatinumGamer49. Feel free to stop by and either make fun of me, cheer me on, or both. All is welcome. So now time for the Lord Gwyn fight. Lord Gwyn is the final boss of all final bosses. This man hits like a Mack truck and honestly has more stamina than a rabid hollow. Something like that. So I knew beating this boss and getting the last of the trophies for my first playthrough was gonna be a challenge. But then an idea came to mind. Why not do something crazy? Something unheard of. Something to truly round off my first ever playthrough of Dark Souls. Let's go at Gwyn, the Lord of Cinder, boss of all bosses, with just our fists. Okay, so it wasn't as glorious as it sounds. Still had a shield and the Dragonbone Fist, which is actually an item you need for the Knight's Honor trophy. But before we went into this fight, I made sure I was very overleveled. Like, really overleveled. Give me a break though. I'm going at Gwyn with just a fist weapon. Now, like I mentioned before, I did keep my shield for blocking and parrying purposes, which I actually learned how to do towards the end of the playthrough. I'm not gonna lie to you. And then I unequipped all of my armor except for my pants for monetary reasons. And then I stepped into the final arena for the last one-on-one brawl with Gwyn, the Lord of Cinder. Now I'm not gonna lie to you, this fight was tough. Just because I was over leveled did not mean I could just go in and pound on him. There were times where I really just wanted to quit and use normal weapons and parry normally and have all my armor, but that didn't feel right. I wanted to cement my first ever Dark Souls playthrough with something a little epic, you know? I wanted to beat the game in, well, my eyes, in an epic way. But in the end, we beat Lord Gwyn, we got our trophy, and we decided on the light side of things for the end. Now for the second playthrough, totally went dark side. But that was a fight that I truly just felt accomplished in. Something I had worked so hard up until this point to get to, failed a few times, and then beat the boss. Kind of what Dark Souls is all about. Honestly, looking back, I regrettably hate that I never gave Dark Souls a chance sooner. And not just from a trophy hunting perspective. This game is full of exciting challenges, beautiful landscapes, and boss fights that are so unique it's hard to have a favorite. Mine, personally, was Knight Artorias in the DLC. But after 2.5 playthroughs and going through said DLC, I wanted more at the end. This game, as well as I'm sure the other FromSoft games, have so much to offer. Yes, it's challenging, but that's what makes Dark Souls so special and loved. If you're able to adapt and overcome all the challenges that this game throws at you, you'll realize that not only have you gotten better at a Souls game, which honestly is an accomplishment in itself, but that you've evolved as a gamer and a trophy hunter. I now know what it truly means to get good, and that's not just something that internet trolls tell you. Take the time to learn each boss and adapt certain situations so that when you do finally get past what may feel like a brick wall, you'll feel more than just that feeling of accomplishment. You'll feel victorious, genuinely. At the end of it all, I got the 41 trophies along with the beloved platinum, because that's what we do here. But I also got a gaming experience that I'll truly never forget. And thus, guys, with dirty number 30 platinum trophy in the books and on the trophy shelf, that's the end of Dark Souls for me. For now. Guys, I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, leave a like down below, comment down what you liked about it, and let me know what game you guys want me to go through next. I've got a few in store here on my desk, but until then, we'll see you next time. This has been the Platinum Experience. Peace.